All right, everybody, welcome to our Monday class. Thank you guys so much for being on. Today, we're going to talk about 50 posts that bring you the most. So this is presented by Apex Training, and that is powered by Trident Title, Performance Title and Escrow, and Synergy Title. And we also have some fun marketing stuff that we're going to share with you guys today that we've been working on and giving you guys some opportunities to play around with. I hope you like my new little face logo that looks just like me. Thank you to Kerry for creating that. Came out fun. And let us get rolling. So for those of you that I do not know a little bit about me, I always was a NASCAR fan, and that came back this weekend. I don't know if you guys noticed, but racing is back. Thank God, getting back to some kind of normality. For those of you guys that don't know, I've been in the real estate game for about licensed for 10 years now in New Jersey and Florida. I've been a single agent. I've been a part of a really big team with one of the owners of KW, and we did 90 million in sales a couple of years in a row, over 400 transactions a year. I did a lot of marketing and creation and content and stuff for them. So that is why this is pretty passionate to me, what we're going to talk about today. A little bit about Apex Training. We created this a couple months ago, just before the pandemic, for you guys, so that we could add a constant amount of value to all of our agent partners. And we know that we believe in a win-win, and we believe that if we pump you guys full of information, full of value, help you go out there and get more deals and build your business, we know in return you're going to send some of that business back to us. We are certainly not asking for every single deal, but we do ask that you give us a shot. If you are getting any kind of value or learning anything out of this, we have our fantastic reps on the call. We have Gabrielle Bryce, Melissa Kidwell, Tracy Sender, Dave Ward, myself representing multiple title companies: Performance Title and Escrow, Synergy Title, Trident Title. Anybody that you know that needs any title work, please give us a call, and we will be sure to take the absolute best care of it. So let's dive into what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go a little bit quick because I really want to commit to keeping you in that hour. So we're going to get through 50 different ideas of content here. All of these, what I want you to do is steal them. The whole point of this class is that you guys take this stuff, and I want to start seeing these posts out in the world today. These will work across all social media platforms. You are going to notice that most of the content is created here on Facebook. The reason that we do that is because with Facebook, you have the ability to share to Instagram because they own that. So you are going to see a lot of instances. Guys, please make sure you're mute. Don't unmute yourself if I'm muting you if you have to talk. What you're going to see, a lot of the instances that we share today are going to be created on Facebook, and those things do have the ability to be shared across to Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram. It just usually is easiest to show you on Facebook. So you're going to see a lot of screenshots. A lot of you that I see that are already on this call, I've actually used as some examples on here. So I do appreciate you guys for that. And the ones that I didn't, I've reached out to some of my other friends and stolen some of their posts and their content to be able to share with you guys. So my goal here today is I don't actually expect everyone to leave here and do all 50 of these posts, but my goal is if you leave here today and you put one or two of these things in action, I know it's going to help drive up your engagement. And I'm hoping that every single person on this call sees something or finds something that they didn't think of before. And at the end, I'd really like to kind of do an aha session or talk to you guys and hear who says, you know, wow, I didn't think of that, or that's a great idea. And we can interact and go back and forth with it. I don't have anything immediately after this. So like I said, I will hang on and chat with you guys as much as you'd like about this. So let's get this thing rolling. All right, number one, create a poll. We've talked a little bit about polls in the past. This is a great one that you can steal. If you want to use this exact one, you can copy this exact thing, or you can create your own. If you've never done a poll before, you actually can no longer do it on a personal page. So all you guys that are operating business on a personal page, which you shouldn't be doing, you can't do, but you can do it in either a group that you manage or a business page that you own. So my poll idea is, what is the biggest fear that you have of buying a home this year? Is it that you don't have enough money saved? Is it you have bad credit? Are you worried about the coronavirus? Are you worried about the election, stock market? Or are you just not understanding the process? And the idea behind this, guys, is that you are going to be able to use this as engagement. So whatever people answer, if you see someone that answers with not enough money saved, you're going to reach out to them and say, hey, Joe Smith, I saw that you had reached out and your concern this year was that you don't have enough money saved. And that is exactly why we need to meet. You know, I'd love to get together with you, whether it be via Zoom or, you know, at a coffee shop or in the offices as they're opening, meet with you in person and go over a plan that we can help figure it out. Most people are not aware that people are buying homes for 0 or 3 or 3.5 or 5% down. So use this as a way just strictly to engage people. And it's a great lead generation tool to get to talk to people that you didn't know what their reason was. anybody that answers this poll, no matter what their answer is, you have a reason to reach out to them. Next, run a contest or a giveaway. So here's a couple examples of different friends and people that I'm working with that are running some great contests and some great giveaways. So one person did a giveaway for Valentine's Day photography session. One did another Valentine's Day. It's a popular theme, a date night. Tracy, who I know is on the call, was doing giveaways to different local restaurants or local businesses that they support. Dave, who I think is on the call, does a client gift basket every month where they partner with somebody. It's usually something to go with kind of his theme. He does like either alcohol or cigars or dining or higher end experiences. Sarubi is another good one with a pizza giveaway. So think about what you could do to give away. Could be something small. This doesn't have to be anything that costs a whole bunch of money. And you can even do things that are prepackaged. So, Tracy basically just bought a gift card and was able to do that. Dave goes to like Total Wine and buys their pre-made gift baskets and then just sends those things out. So nice and easy. Or you can partner up with some local businesses. We have Memorial Day coming up. So this is a great one that you can run right now. Kids being out of school is one. Labor Day coming back up over the summer, 4th of July, things like that. All different things that you can run giveaways and contests for to not only drive your engagement, but also to reach out to your clients. If you look in most of these, they have something that they do to force engagement. So you see they need to like your Facebook page, like the post, tag somebody else, tag other friends. This all helps build your engagement, and for the minimum cost of whatever it is that you're giving away, most of these things they're giving away something that's $50 or less. It's a great price to be able to build your database. Next, share a client's success story. So a couple different ones that I grabbed from different people. These are all great. These are actually showing the clients. None of these people are the agent that's involved. It's actually talking about the client. So you should definitely get some permission from them. But think of a client that you've worked with in the past or that you're working with now that's gone through some kind of a hardship or has had a difficult path to home ownership or home selling, and be able to use them as someone that you can, build off of. Share a story with someone that came from no credit or had no money or, was divorced or bankrupt or short selling or whatever, and how they turned around and were able to buy a home. This shows not only that you're doing good working with these people, but it shows that you as an agent have the ability to help overcome and get through tough situations, and people like that. So definitely a good idea to use client success stories with their permission. Market update video. I love these. A couple people are doing these pretty regularly. I know a handful of these guys are on the call too. What they're doing basically is just either a weekly, a monthly, or a quarterly video where they're going out somewhere. Barbara does one where she does it actually out in the community. This is Steve. He does this online and he does it in like a Broker Metrics or a Trend Graphics or something like that. And Dan does it every month on YouTube and actually runs the ad on YouTube. So 3 totally different strategies. All 3 of these people are selling a whole bunch of real estate. And what's great about these is the stats are pretty much given to you. So anybody that is a member of the RAPB, the board, which I think everybody on this call is, and if you're not, whatever your local board is, they put the stats out for you every month in a whole bunch of different formats. And basically you're just interpreting them and talking about them live over the air. And you can do it live, or you can do it more of a recorded strategy where you can edit it as well. But just think about what you can do with market updates. These are real easy things you can do. You could do one a month that's a bigger scope or a bigger scale. And then you could even do one a week, and you could pick a different neighborhood, a zip code, one of the MLS areas, or maybe a certain community subdivision or a little niche market, and you can work on those every single week. So those of you struggling with content, this is an easy one. The content's there for you. The data's in the MLS. It's on Trend Graphics. It's on the board. All those different sites that you can use for free and be able to create this. Next is a video walkthrough. These are a couple people that are doing video walkthroughs. Again, I think all these people are on the call, so I appreciate you guys. These are a couple different people that are doing video walkthroughs on their listings. And this was actually all, if you look at all these, actually the point of me showing these were, these are all before COVID. So you can see all these are 2019 ones. These are people that were going out there and doing that already before all these circumstances came out. So now that we're kind of living in a digital world, basically now with physical interaction on top of it, we have to be able to do these things all the time. If you don't yourself have a listing, get somebody that does have listings, find one that's any broker advertised, and do a tour. And you could just not put the address if you want, so that the people don't just go on Zillow and go around you. You could just say, here's a tour of a 3-2 in whatever town it is that you service. And maybe you put in a price point and different things like that. So nice and easy to be able to really use this at a high level, regardless of if you have listings or business or not, Or if you're newer, there's at any one time, there's usually 55,000 houses or so on the MLS. So you could do this forever and never run out of content. Next, tag your clients again with social permission. So think about who you can tag in there, who you've just done a deal with. And if you tag that person and get them involved in the post, it allows you to reach out to their network and be able to grow your network exponentially because you're tapping into a different group of friends. So one thing that we usually all share and comment on these calls, there's 90 something of us, I think, on the call right now. We probably all have a lot of mutual friends, but most of the time they're realtors, title people, mortgage people, people that we all come in contact with because we're in the same industry. However, if I found anybody on this call and I went and compared their network to mine outside those real estate agents, there's a really good chance that we have nobody in common. And this is even more so the case when you're working with clients because your clients aren't real estate agents. So usually your network has almost nobody that crosses. It's actually really amazing if you have a client that's not in your main circle of friends or in your sphere. They might have 3,000 friends and you might have 3,000 friends and you might only have 5 or 10 that cross. So really a huge opportunity to break out. Think about the last deal you did, post a picture of it, happy story, tag that client in there with their permission. And then that's going to give you instant access to being able to get into all of their network, which basically you can grow your database essentially by double whatever you have overnight just by using this one. So great tactic if you're looking for database and sphere growth really, really rapidly. So show off some community amenities. These are 2 great ones that I took. Tracy did one with a building called Vista Blue, and it's beautiful. If you really look through all the photos, I took one just because I like the gym by the beach thing. That was really cool. And Steve's Valencia Bay is a new-ish community in the Boynton Beach, Lake Worth area. All of these sites, anybody that's making new construction, any of them are always having amenity packages. And they also always give them out to realtors for free. They'll give them to you unbranded. You just ask. You're not doing anything or stealing any property. They want you to get these things out there. They use the agents as free advertisement. So they want to work with you. So reach out to anybody that you know or any place that you know that's doing any new construction and really find how you can connect with them and ask them if they have a marketing package that's pre-built for agents so that you can use that stuff and really take your things to the next level by using content that other people created that already looks good, right? These are higher quality things because they're having professionals do it with usually essentially an unlimited budget. All right, next, business spotlight. We have talked about this before, but I grabbed 4 really great ones that are done by friends of mine. And this is something that we really should be doing every week or every month. If you haven't gotten this point across yet, I really want to help drive this home. There's local businesses all over, no matter where it is that you live on this call. I think we have people all the way down to Miami, and I saw one of my friends that's up in Georgia. So we have people everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. This works everywhere. There's no spot that doesn't have local businesses that you can reach out to. And if you're doing a positive piece on any of these local businesses, there is absolutely precisely 0% chance that they're going to say no because they're getting free exposure to a group or a database that they don't already have. So reach out, find out who you can use. The best thing to do is start with businesses that you go to already. If they see you there regularly and you ask them if you can do a piece with them, they're not going to say no. They're not going to turn down your business. So think about throughout this whole quarantine, I know a lot of us haven't left the house, or we say we haven't left the house, but almost all of us have snuck out at least once or twice and gone to some local business that we like or that we're craving or that we're really, 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 really trying to find or get some normality in our day by eating the food or going to places that we like. I would reach out to them first. If they were that important to you during a tough time, return the favor and get them some exposure. And you're also breaking into their network of people that you don't know. So really great opportunities. It doesn't matter if you're doing a bourbon place, if you're doing a frozen custard place, a coffee shop, or an insurance company, whatever it is, reach out to a local business that you work with regularly and get started on one of these. Next, a weekly blog. I just gave you a list of some great blog ideas. If you're not doing these already, you're also missing the boat on this. These are real simple to do. These are topics that you can take these exact things. What are the best restaurants in whatever town you work? Best free things to do in downtown West Palm. Best bars in Delray Beach. Best coffee shops in Wellington. Best golf courses in Palm Beach County. Best spas in whatever, Palm Beach County, Broward County, Dade County, wherever it is. And you can just write a simple blog on these things. What are the ones that are open? How many of them are there? Something like spas, there's not that many of. Golf courses and coffee shops, yeah, there might be more of. But you get the opportunity to be the hyper-local person here and create some awesome blogs on things that you like to do. So I'm not a coffee drinker personally, so I'm not going to pick the coffee shop one. However, I might pick best free things to do in West Palm because I like to hang out in downtown West Palm. So think about what it is that you like to do most and create a weekly blog based on one of these. And before you know it, you're going to start gaining some traction, some following pretty quickly, because other people, if you're thinking about these things, other people are looking at these as well. And these are really common Google searches, right? So if people are in an area, or just say they're thinking about moving to West Palm and they're a big coffee person, they want to know what the best coffee shops are, and can they ride their bike there? Can they walk there? Can they scooter there? Can they get there with their family or their friends? And these blog posts will really help drive traffic to your website. Free first-time home buyer info. So what are you doing to help drum up things with first-time home buyers? You can do home buyer workshops. You can do all different tips. Florida Realtors releases first-time home buyer tips all the time that you can use. And first-time home buyers is always a huge segment of the market, and it always will be a huge segment of the market. That's one thing that's never going to go away, right? We're always going to have new people buying homes. Did you know posts? So not only, some of these are fun and some of them are kind of joking and some of them are a little bit more serious. I love this one that Adam did. The point is that it's trying to talk people away from FSBOs. So that's Han Solo if you're not a Star Wars person. So the joke is like, are you wanting to sell your house solo? Like, why would you do that? It was a May the 4th thing. It was really great. Mary Jo, this is a good one. Just very basic information, just talking about what's going on in the market that she works in and driving people back to her website. April, I'm not sure if you're on, but I love this one. I love James Bond. If you've ever seen GoldenEye, this is like the thumbnail from GoldenEye. It's really, really well done. I love that marketing piece. Catherine's down in Miami. She does a lot of great stuff, and she always throws in little tips and tricks that people don't always know. And then a lot of great mortgage ones. So the Cerubi girls, I saw this one, and they are always talking about different ways to get into homes. So think of a did you know post, and if it's something that you know very regularly or readily, there's a good chance that the public who's thinking about buying their first house or their first investment property doesn't know. So just because you know it doesn't mean the rest of the world knows it. And one of these is something that you can share very easily every single day. Next, create a quiz. If you've never used Google Quizmaker, you are missing out. It's so much fun. It's an absolute blast to do. This thing took me about literally 15 seconds to make. You can make them as long and as big as you want. And you can create quizzes on topics that you like to mess around with. So let's just say you work with a lot of first-time home buyers, or you want to. You can create this quiz and then create a link to it and then post it out on Facebook and have people go on and be able to take the quiz. And then you get their answers. So you can go back in here and look. And if they say, maybe I can only purchase a home with 5% down, you can reach out to them and say, hey, there's other options available. And you rig these questions. You set these questions up so that you are trying to stimulate lead generation related things that you want to work with. So, maybe you could put 20% down or with a 700 credit score, and then people will realize if they don't have that, you have the ability to buy a house up to, I think it's 550 credit you can buy now with 0% down or 3% down. So there's some great programs out there that you can build quizzes with. I just like the Google one. I do everything Google. These slides are made on Google. It's free. It's very interchangeable with any platform or any kind of device you use. And the Quizmaker is awesome. All right, next, share some home decor ideas. So these are a couple great ones that I found just from people that I know. My favorite is this one. Is kind of funny. It's kind of a joke, but this home needs more natural light, and they have the case of beer on there. It's kind of hilarious. But think about what people can do, right? The reason HGTV took off so quickly is because people like to kind of be a voyeur into other people's houses and see what they're doing and see what they're creating and see what they're building and, what they're editing or altering to their house. And you can do that same thing. So help people figure out some home decor ideas. If you don't use Pinterest, Pinterest is really great for this. And there's a lot of Facebook groups also that just share all decor ideas that you can get content on every single day to share. Next, before and afters. People love the transformation pictures. We do this with flips that we do a lot, and it works really well. And also just clients that you work with. So if you work with a client, they buy a fixer-upper, and then 3 months later they have the whole place redone, think about using that as leverage to be able to show what your clients are doing and how they're building equity. I love this one, really cool pool that somebody created. Customer testimonial. So this is the customer actually giving a testimonial. Earlier, we did customer stories, which is like success stories. This is the customer saying something good about you. A lot of you guys I know are on this call already. But these are things, there's videos, there's posts, there's texts that people have received from their customers just saying thank you and you did a great job and all these things. So when you get those, don't feel like you're bragging or you're being arrogant by showing those things off. Those testimonials and reviews are what fuels people's decision-making process. And if you don't believe that, just look on Google or things like Yelp. When people make a decision on a restaurant or where they're going to travel, the first thing they do is they look at reviews from other people. Same thing with real estate. When they're deciding between agents or trying to find an agent, the first thing they do is they look to their friends or look to people that they know, see if there's any reviews that they have on local agents or local places or areas to live. And then they reach out and they use those. Next, the memes. We've talked about these before. There's a bunch of them out there. They're just kind of fun things to lighten it up a little bit. Two good places that I go to get these. One's called The Lighter Side of Real Estate. You can actually see the logo in there. That one's a little bit more PG rated. And then there's one called The Broke Agent that's a little bit more risque or questionable for you to use. But you can use those and kind of create them all the time. Next is GIFs. I always say GIFs like the peanut butter and get corrected that it's GIFs. We made this one. Actually, we have a fantastic marketing thing we're going to talk about later that we can help you make some of these and do some of these if you want. But basically, they're just moving pictures or moving images, things that you can look at, and they have some kind of action or activity inside of the image. By the way, we passed 200 likes last week, so thank you guys for that. Appreciate you. Your company's news. So this is not a recruiting pitch. I don't really care what company you're at, to be honest, but I just wanted to show you a handful of different ones. Elliman, KW, Berkshire Hathaway. Every company wins some award all the time. It's always amazing to me how every company finds a way to be number one at everything all the time. You can look at any company you type in. If you just type in Douglas Elliman News, Keller Williams News, Century 21 News, whatever brokerage it is that you work with, there's always some kind of good stats or some kind of good numbers that you can use. And people always like to hear that you're at a company that just has something going for them. You're winning an award. You're doing something local in the community. It doesn't matter if you're a big or a small brand. You could be a small boutique on here, and there's something that you're doing that's good every day, or a stat that you're good in every day. And you could be a big, huge franchise, and there's something you're doing good every day. Every brand and every company, no matter how big or small, if you're a single agent and you're your own brokerage, or if you're in some of these monster KW offices that have 300, 400, 500 people, every one of them, no matter who you are, they have a story to tell. So think about that and find out what your story is and share that. Featuring a good deal. A couple of my friends do this pretty regularly, and I like to show these off. I like Brian Wilder's a lot. I don't know if he's on here, but he does them like almost every day. And he's just like an MLS animal. The guy's on the MLS all the time. Like anytime I see him or talk to him, he's on the MLS. And he finds a good deal every day. There really is deals out there every single day that you can find. He finds them all the time and shares them out to his clients. Some customer created content. So this is something that you're looking and seeing something else that a customer created that's funny or that has done well, and then you're sharing that or using that. So this is in a group that I'm in. But if you look, it had 571 engagements, which is huge. This is pretty hilarious. If you guys haven't seen these ridiculous Facebook avatars yet, they're coming in the new wave of the Facebook updates that you're going to get. And they're building out this crazy Facebook world that is going to be a game changer, probably for the worst, to be honest. But it's coming out and it's going to be pretty cool. So some of y'all's Facebook avatars are about as unrealistic as what Zillow says your home is worth. I thought that was kind of funny. But think about what of your friends get really great content. It's something that's reaching 570 people for engagement is really awesome. So when you see your friends do a great video, even if it's a video of their kid riding their bike for the first time or jumping in the pool for the first time or doing something with their pets, share that. It not only builds and strengthens that relationship with that person. However, if they're getting that much engagement and you're being a part of that, it's usually a big help to grow your following naturally and organically as well. DIY project idea is really popular, right? So a lot of things going on in the DIY world, especially right now. I just wanted to point out a couple things. So there's some great sources for getting them on here. You can see this Remodelaholic thing is really great. Pinterest always has some fantastic things. This Young Living one is pretty cool that I've seen people use before. One thing I wanted to point out, and this is not a knock, I know these people are on the call and some of them are my friends, but when you look at when you're using content that's created by a company or that somebody else is creating, one thing you want to make sure is that are you actually creating a unique experience? So these are two of my friends. They're in different offices. They're both using the same source, if you see, and that stuff is coming out at the exact same time. So when you're creating content, a big part of it, if you really want to look, like a big brand or a unique brand, is that you're going to create something that is you, right? It's you, it's your brand, it's your business, it's your area, and it's not something that the people are selling to you from, that they're selling it to 25 different people. So we have a marketing kind of thing that we're working on, and we're going to share that a little bit later to help you guys with custom content. And if that's something you're interested, I'm actually looking for a couple people that want to work with us at like a discounted rate to be able to test some of these things that we're playing around with. Inspire, design, inspiration. So what's going on in the design world? I'm not sure Meg's on this call, but she does these all the time. She's an interior designer also, and she makes these design boards. And usually she would bring these, something physical, and do this in person with the client. However, because of the situation where she can't get face-to-face with these clients, she's doing these cool exploration boards online. So these people came to her and said they wanted to redo their bathroom, and they're looking at like whites and grays and golds. And she created this and put this together, and now they're completely renovating and redoing this bathroom based on what she created. I really love this. I don't know if you guys do, but I think it looks really clean and crisp. It's very professional, really high end, well done. And something like that is something that, think about anybody that is thinking about redoing their bathroom right now. This is catching them, even if they don't like that scheme. They're seeing this and thinking, wow, okay, this person knows what they're doing. It looks very professional to me. I think it's really well done. Some seasonal tips, so things that you can share out. Have you winterized your home yet? I realize that right now is not the time for that, but always tips about, what's going on with the grass, and are you allowed to water, and what happens when the leaves come down, and some other things that you can do is create blogs or create content around seasonal things. Lori Ballin, who's a friend of mine, she's a big agent in Las Vegas. She does this one blog every year that absolutely kicks butt. It's like her #1 performing thing every year. It's all about where to find the best Christmas lights in Las Vegas. And as ridiculous as that sounds, pretty much anybody that has a kid is looking for free entertainment, and they're looking for that usually in the form of Christmas lights, even if they don't celebrate Christmas. Something to get out and do. And she writes this blog every year, and it's like her #1 hitting blog every single year about all of the local Christmas lights. And then she does one for Easter and 4th of July, and every holiday, she basically does like, where do you find the best of this at this holiday? And she kind of promotes all the other events or all the things that are going around in the area. It gets an absolute ton of traffic. It brings her to the top of the search every single holiday, every single time. And she dominates the business just because of these seasonal pieces of content. Discounts and credits. So think about the people that give discounts. I'm not talking about like discount, meaning you're doing something for cheaper. Like that's your value, is that you're a cheaper agent or that you use things for cheaper. I'm talking about if you're doing some kind of a credit or some kind of a discount for a reason. So a lot of people do these Homes for Heroes. I really love this. Sam, I think, is on the call. Stacy, I've worked with in the past. And basically what they do is like if you buy a house or you sell a house to, I think it's a teacher, a doctor, retired military. There's a couple other ones. I know I'm probably missing some of them. Firemen, healthcare, a couple different things. If you do any of those, the program actually helps give them some money back so they can cover closing costs or renovations or things like that. So if you're involved in some of these things, or dog rescues or any of these things that you're doing pretty regularly, get that out there. It's a way for people to connect with people that have similar interests. Seller net sheets. So we talk about this on our app all the time, and I think this is something that really goes overlooked. This is a great tool for you to be able to get out really quickly. It took me about 5 seconds to make this in our app. If for whatever reason you don't have our app yet, reach out to myself, Gab Bryce, Dave Ward, Tracy Cinder, Melissa Kidwell, and we will get it for you ASAP. But this is really valuable for anyone that's thinking about selling their house. It's really valuable for any FSBO that's out there. I don't know why, as realtors, we are not sending net sheets and using this as a way to start communication to every single FSBO that's out there in the world. And any one of our friends that says, hey, I'm thinking about selling at all, just if they have any interest, even if you don't think they're a seller today, hitting them with a net sheet, it's another way to engage them. There's a whole bunch of different ways to create this content in the app and make it look really good, really quickly, and really simply, and have content for you to be able to share out. Promote local events. If you've never been to the Street Painting Festival in Lake Worth, it's a blast. But think about what people go to in large numbers, over the weekends. I realize for the last 60 days or so, this hasn't been relevant. However, all this stuff is going to come back at some point, right, with different guidelines or whatever. But think about what people are going to, what events people are attending, festivals, fairs, things that happen in your local town or in your local market that a lot of people either go to or draw a lot of attention, and post something about that every time one of those comes up, because there's a huge audience for those things. Lake Worth Street Painting Festival, I think over the weekend, those 2 days every year gets like over 50,000 people that go through it, which is huge. And if you are getting involved in that, there's an extra chance that you can get found organically by being a part of that. So these are pictures taken from the event, nice and easy, nothing difficult. Market stats. We talked a little bit earlier about market updates, you doing a video for them. These are actual examples of people that are using market stats right as their posts. So some of them you can see are off Trend Graphics. Some of them you can see are from inside the brokerages, and some of them you can see are from the different real estate boards. If you've never seen these, they get emailed to whatever email you're linked to with your local real estate board every single month. They're really simple to just take and copy and paste and use, or you can interpret them, or really you can make every one of these into a thing, right? Monday could be, hey, did you know the closed sales from last year to this year are down? And then Tuesday could be, hey, did you know the ones that are paid in cash, there's more, there's less. You know, the median sales price went from 350 to 335 or 335 to 350. You know, you have the ability to take every one of these things and turn them into a post. And if you're someone that's a little more analytical or numbers driven, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to, you know, create content that's already basically built for you. There's not too much work that's involved in this, which is nice. It's really easy to use. It comes out every month like clockwork. You don't have to do much to generate these things. And they're quick and easy posts, so nice and easy to use. Create an event. So one thing that people are not doing enough of is turning what they're doing into events. And yes, I know a lot of you are doing open houses and virtual open houses, but think about things that you can do or that you can lead and make them an event. And what's good with events, if you do them public on Facebook, it gives the ability for anybody to find these events if they're searching for those things. So all these open house ones are fantastic. Betty always does a great open house. Linda got me right away when she said the last box of Thin Mints. That was always going to be something that captures me. This one on the right is Hadar. She did this really cool open house where she did like a scavenger hunt with the pictures and the things in the background of the open house. So people couldn't just kind of watch and put it on mute and not pay attention. They had to really be engaged in that to be able to win. And they had the opportunity to win something. I think it was a gift card that they could play with. So that was really cool. I really love this one that Tracy did because it had nothing to do with real estate. The only thing in here that says real estate is her team name, you know, her business name. But she did something for Mother's Day where you could virtually shop at Pandora, and she led the charge with that and connected it and helped a lot of people come together, and literally had nothing to do with real estate. So it drove her brand and herself into these people's homes in a different way other than just the people that are looking to buy and sell homes. I really, really love that one. It was fantastic. Think about what you can do to create events. Everything that you do should be an event. And figure out a way that you can come up with something that you do somewhat regularly, turn them into events. Open houses are always good, but also think outside the box, like Tracy, something that you're going to do anyway. Father's Day is coming up, for example. So maybe we could find a way to do something like this for Father's Day and do some kind of a virtual experience, especially if we're still shut down for Father's Day. Do something virtual that dads can get on or that kids can, you know, push their parents to be on. Next, connect your page to your website and app. Think about how you can use whatever app that you have or whatever website it is that you have to be able to connect people back. So one of the goals of Facebook and Instagram and social media is getting the people off there to a spot where you can capture them. So if you have your own real estate app, if you have your own real estate website, use that and allow the people to get off of social media and get there so that you have a better chance of capture. Calendar of events. So create a calendar of events. In Google, I don't know if you know this, you can actually create a custom calendar. You can also do it with Facebook as well. So think of how you can pair upcoming events and connect people to upcoming events that you're going to go to anyway. So Jason, happy birthday today, Jason, by the way, if you're on the call. So Jason is a veteran, and he does a lot of charity work for veterans. So he does these great calendar events all the time with all veteran events that are coming up. It has nothing to do with real estate, but he goes to these things and then he gets to talk real estate with these people. Kimberly is a friend of mine. She's not local, but she does a great job. She does, I don't know about you guys, but we've all kind of watched craft breweries and wine places and stuff kind of take off in the last couple of years. So she does this thing. I think it's like Buying and Brews or something. I forget the exact, Brews and Buying, that she does, where they do like an event once or twice a month at local breweries and places like that she creates this awesome calendar for. And Penny's on here too. She does a lot in the equestrian world, and she does all different, this is all the way back from 2017. She does all these different event calendars with what's going on in the community that she works in and plays in regularly. Listing ads. If you're not already doing listing ads, we talked about these either last week or 2 weeks ago, but here's a couple of great examples of them, people that are actually running ads. So these are posts that you can create to help generate leads. Some personal successes. Congratulations, Sophie. I hope you're on the call, by the way. But Number one individual agent in the region. So I think there's 7,000 agents in that region for KW. And in April, she was the number one by volume agent. So that's really awesome. Use this though, right? So this is a personal success. Don't hide these things. A lot of you guys have these great accolades or, get these awards, whether it's a local award or an award for your office or something at a bigger level. Use that, if you're not telling your story, somebody else is telling it for you, and it's most likely not the way that you want it to be told. So tell it yourself, right? When you have a big event or a big award or you win something or do something good, make sure that you get it out there because you want people sharing that story at a high level. Here's what you get for. I started doing these with Linda Brennan. I'm not sure if she's on here, but we did them a while ago. I think she's since stopped them, but I love these things. It's helping people understand what you get for a certain price point in a certain area. And these always drive a lot of engagement because people usually have no clue what they can get in different parts of the country and sometimes even in different parts of the county for different price points, right? So these were two I just created for an example because I couldn't find anybody else's, but check out this view for under 700,000. So it lets them know that they can get this view. This is an actual picture of the view for under 700,000. And here's another one, a view that you can get for 200,000 in Boynton Beach. So pick the area that you work, whatever town that you're working in or whatever area that you are servicing. And I would do one of these like every day or once a week. Maybe once a week you do this regularly and you say, okay, every Monday we're going to do a different price point in Boynton Beach. So this week we're going to do 200. Next week we're going to do 550. The week after we're going to do $1 million. Then we're going to do 75,000 and get all these different things. And you'll get some engagement from people that are in these different price points. I know a lot of us all want to post and play in the, multi-million-dollar luxury real estate game. However, that's not where most of the buyers are, right? So you're going to get more buyers for something that's 200,000 than that's for 2 million. So hit all those different price points and you'll start to really quickly figure out what of your clientele is in what price bracket. And then that kind of gives you some information about them that you didn't necessarily have before, which is always a plus. Some behind the scenes posts. So think about what you can do behind the scenes or what you can show. Prepping for an event, prepping for an open house. This was prepping for a party. It could be anything that you're about to do in real estate or even just your daily life, but do something that's behind the scenes. People always see kind of what the agents want them to see or only what they want them to see. They see the goods, right? They're just sold, they're just listed. Let them see the real sometimes with what goes on every day as an agent. Even if it's you working in your office a little bit or handing a check in or doing a closing at Trident Title or Performance Title or working with your mortgage broker to get a refi or something like that. Show people what the actual behind the scenes, the kind of more raw, uncut day-to-day in the life of real estate kind of stuff. Milestones. So share some milestones whenever you hit one or your customers hit one or your brokerage hit one or your business, share them. Chantel, I'm not sure if she's on, but reached $1 million club. Steve capped for the first time. Things that you're doing in your business that might not necessarily mean something to people outside of the business, but it shows that you're getting recognition and it shows that you're hitting milestones. So for those of you that track your business by number of units, it could be, we helped 10 families this year, we helped 25 families this year, 50, 100, whatever that number is. Have some kind of a tally mark or a milestone that you want to get to. So if in the beginning of the year, your goal is to sell 50 houses, when you get to 10 or 25, those are milestones along the way. So share those with people so that they can follow that journey with you. Some celebratory posts. These are great things to post all the time. Not only the just sold, you're going to see a couple of them because those are common. But what I really like are the ones that show your wins. So Spandau's, I'm not sure if they're on here, but I really love this one. Yes, they sold the home, great, but they sold it for 97% of asking price. So this means that when they are marketing to sellers, they have a great stat there, right? We listed it at X and we sold it at 97% of that. That's pretty darn good. And they did it in 9 days. So there's two good celebrations right in there, which is great. Blake is a friend of mine, sold the house $30,000 over asking price in only 72 hours, right? So that's a big win if you're working with sellers. Dave, I'm not sure if you're on here, but saved clients a certain number per month on a refi. So that's a great one. This was a great post from Joy. Things that she's done in the last month or year, saved $120,000 on a commercial, negotiated 5 months of free rent, whatever, all these different things. Basically like negotiation wins, showing Betty, here's another one, sold for 99% of asking price, 98% of asking price up here, Sam, good job. Darnell, 97%. So think about more than just the just sold. go into what did you do for the client, because if you just sold a house and they got 50% of what it's listed for, it's not that impressive. But 97, 98, 99, over ask, lower payment, all those things are good wins. And they show clients that you're celebrating something that's good because you got a good result for your people. Charity work, if you do any charity things or you cooperate or co-op with any charities at all, share that. There's very often times that people are going to have similar views on charity or similar charities that they like to support. And them just seeing that you work with that also, or you support that cause also, that could instantly be you getting the business without having to do any kind of a pitch. For instance, if you knew that I donate money to dog rescues and you are a dog rescue person and you're between working with me who supports the same cause and someone else who doesn't, very often I don't need to compete for that business much. You can just connect really, really easily based on that. So if there's anything that you're doing, and this doesn't have to be, Zuckerberg level donations of $800,000 to local restaurants that he goes to. It could just be anything, right? If you donate $25 to help the dogs, that feeds them for months. So whatever it is that you're doing or that you're teaming up with, share that. Price improvements. This should be shared every time. I mean, if you're not doing this every time you drop a price, you're missing out on this. This is also a great opportunity. If you don't have any listings yourself, go in the MLS, go on the hot sheets, create a custom one, and you can create a custom hot sheet for things that have been price reduced in the last 7 days and just show all those. And you could say, here's a list of all the price reductions, people that really want to sell their home in Lake Worth. And you could show every property that has a price reduction in the last week or month or a couple days. Always an opportunity. There's a great opportunity that comes with every single price reduction that not enough people are taking advantage of. Buyer closing costs. This is another fantastic one out of our app. So if you're not using this already, again, let me know and we will help get you connected into our app. You put in a rough guess on a property price and you can calculate closing costs. Now, this is good when you're actually working with a buyer right now and you're about to buy a house. This is also fantastic when you're working with people and you're showing off a listing that maybe is $300,000 and you're just going to show them what is it going to take to close this property. So it helps you to be able to qualify these at a higher level because it's allowing you to show, okay, if you're going to buy one of these properties at $300,000, here's roughly what it's going to cost for you to get this thing closed. So you could do this at every price point that you work, any new listing that you take, you can do this instantly. It shows the assumptions in here that you're assuming they're going conventional, 10% down, 30 years, and that was the rate on whatever day I took this shot or used the app. So you should be doing this with every property that you're seeing. Even if you're just previewing a property, I like to do this. Just say you go to a broker's open and it's at something that's way higher than you normally specialize in. So maybe you're an agent who your average sales price is $350,000 and you go to a friend's broker's open and it's $1 million. You could do one of these and show people what it actually costs or what it's like to own $1 million house. And you'd be surprised how many people just have no clue. Outside of the people that are doing it right now, they just have no idea. And this gives you the opportunity to kind of break in and get in front of them with data and with information that you didn't know before. So if you don't have this app already, reach out to Melissa Kidwell, Tracy Sender, Dave Ward, Gab Bryce, or myself, and we'll get it for you. There's a ton of amazing social media content that comes out of this thing for free. And that you can create in like 10 seconds. Next, refi estimate, same thing. This is all in the app. I realize that we as realtors are not necessarily getting paid on refis. There are some lenders on the call, so this is more for you guys. But also for agents, this is a way to service your database right now. If you sold them a house between 2015 and 2018, their interest rate now is lower than it was then, period. Like it's not really a guess or an assumption. It just kind of is the case. So this is an opportunity for you to reach out, create some social media content and share with people, and also really build that client for life. Because if you save them, if someone called me and they said, hey, download this app and use this and connect with us and we can save you $300 a month and you don't have to do anything, and they knew I wasn't making any money on that, you're really building a relationship that you have for life. I know some of you are noticing this in Spanish, and I did that on purpose just to show you also that inside of our app, I think we have 15 languages in there right now. So if you speak a different language or you have clients that speak a different language, we can help you out with that. Sharing all of your other social media accounts. So connecting all of your other social accounts. So this kind of doubled up. Tracy did a giveaway, but a big thing is she's sharing her other accounts, right? So her Instagram. And Mike, if you're on the call, same thing. He was able to connect and really be able to get people to see that he has other social media accounts. So if you have a Snapchat, a Twitter, an Instagram, a Pinterest, a TikTok, whatever you got. You want to cross share as much as you can to build your platform on both. And it allows you to grow at a high level on multiple platforms, not just on one. Mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. If you haven't done this with me before, this is actually going to be our next class on June 1st. We're off next week because of Memorial Day, but the week after, we're going to do a brand building workshop. And one of the big things that I help you guys with is understanding what your mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspective are. So your mission, why are you working? Your vision, where are you going? What's the plans long-term for the business? Your values, what's important to you? Your beliefs, so how do you operate? What's your belief system? And your perspective, so where are you at today? Who are you right now? If you don't have these already for your brand, I know some of you think this is crazy, but every Fortune 500 company has every one of these things. And if you don't have one of these, it's time to build them. Again, we're going to talk about that on the 1st. Create a new high-quality cover page. So if you haven't done this already, we teamed up with a fantastic marketing company, and we are helping you guys create those and build those as well. This is one that was made for our Trident branch in Palm Beach. So this is working with Melissa Kidwell and Patty Shine, if they're on the call. This was theirs that we had created and built for them. This is just showing that you have a professional brand, right? It's not something that you made on PowerPoint in 2 seconds and threw up there. It's something that was professionally built and is layered and looks really good. So this is a cool graphic that I like and something that I like to play with, the open market versus the iBuyer market. Again, this is a tool on our app, but a really great thing to share. iBuyers have kind of died out a little bit over these last 2 months, but they are coming back. I don't know if you guys saw Opendoor started buying again. And what was the other one? Two of the big iBuyers just started buying again last week, actually. So you're going to see this more often. This is a great graphic to put on social media. This is for the people that are thinking they're going to dodge their real estate agent and just sell one of these iBuyers. And it basically shows that at the end, if you as a real estate agent take them to the open market, they're going to net way more than if they go to the market and just hit an iBuyer. So if you guys aren't using this already, again, reach out to us for the app. Easy post. Took me 10 seconds to make this thing, and then I have a graphic that I can use. And you can do this for every price range. If you have not been affected by an iBuyer yet, or you haven't sold a deal or missed a deal because of an iBuyer, there is a chance in the future that you do. So we need to start marketing and creating content around that to make sure that the people know that the value is working with you and working with Trident and working with Performance to get this closed, instead of just selling your house off to these iBuyers and losing money. Own versus rent graphics, another one that I really love. So if any of you are having struggles turning people from renters into buyers, these graphics or these pieces of content are really fantastic. It shows that if the people are going to buy a house for $250,000 over the years, if they own or they rent, it shows how much money they've thrown away in rent versus how much equity they've built in that time. So anybody that you have that's on the fence, this is a great graphic to use. Again, built out of our app. The lenses, that is me. I do still have the denim collar shirt. I know we joked about that last week, but I certainly still have it. If you're not using these lenses, these are really great. Ideally, you would put a picture of yourself in here, and you'd be able to brand yourself on there as well, showing that you're still doing virtual appointments. There's hundreds of these lenses. You could do a lens a day, every day for the rest of the year, and you wouldn't run out of content. And new ones come out like every day, by the way. It's awesome. The home report, some of you have used something called list reports in the past. I like this one better. You put in the address of the house, and it shows you all the things that are going on in the area. So what's around, it pulls right from Foursquare, all the information about the schools. So you're not doing anything illegal here because it's pulling from great schools and you're not guiding them. It shows the outdoor activities and all the Yelp restaurants that are in the area. Nice and easy for every listing you work in, every open house you do, something that you should get posted up. The extra payment calculator, for those of you guys that are working with clients that are wondering how they pay off the house quicker. Great tool, great calculator to use. Also in the app, easy to post every day. Using others' high engagement content. So this was a post I made a little while back that had 219 people engage with it. I don't know if you guys saw these when the lockdown first started. Everybody was making these pictures of all the great things that are happening now that we're in lockdown. So this was a Jurassic Park reference if you guys don't know. But take other people's content that is working at a high level and share that and reshare those. So there's a good chance if something does really good in one large group, it's going to do good in another large group. So use that, repurpose that content so that you can grow. You know, if you're having a post that's having 219 engagements, that's 219 people right there that I can reach out to and have a reason to talk to them now because they commented on something of mine. So if you're someone that's struggling with lead gen or struggling with content, a lot of these ideas, the goal is to drive engagement so that you can go in there and communicate with these 219 people. And posting some throwbacks, right? If you didn't know I was a child star, I'm not now. But if you didn't know, I was the Life Cereal Kid. And every time that my mom or one of my friends find me one of these things, it's the most popular things I do. And if you look back at all of your old posts, I guarantee you it's the baby pictures, it's the when I was a kid, it's the throwbacks from 25 years ago that are your posts that are having the highest traction. So go back into the database, find the old pictures of your kids, your friends, yourself, your wedding, your first house, all that stuff, and throw in some throwbacks. So in summary, we gave you guys a ton of content. My goal was to squeeze this thing in by 12, and somehow we did it. So I appreciate you hanging on for the ride. Of these 50 posts today, my goal is that someone on here is going to do some of these, and I'm actually going to start seeing these today. I will get this recording up so that you guys can see if you missed any of it. One thing I wanted to share, if you need marketing help, we have partnered up with a social media and a marketing company. She actually designs all of my flyers. She designs all of my slides, all the Facebook events, all the stuff that we do or that I do that looks good. She's doing it as well for Trident, Performance, Synergy, all of our different brands. She's the one that's kind of creating that. So if you guys need help with this, I'm actually looking to reach out and connect with a couple people that are looking for some marketing help. Some total brand builds, some total branding packages, presentations. And if you're someone that's looking for some help in the marketing aspect, we're looking to take on a couple of clients. It will be, you'll kind of partner up a little bit with me and with her to create these packages and these things that we're going to build out for some agents. It's not going to be free. We're not looking to be the Kia of the marketing world. We're looking more to be the Ferrari. So we're looking for people that are looking for a high-end experience and really want to piece something together at a high level. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me after. Here's what's coming up. So next, actually this week on Thursday, we have Better Call Paul at 4 o'clock. If you guys haven't been on that yet, I want to make sure you get on there. We have our attorney, Paul Krasker, who works with Performance Title, Synergy Title, Trident Title, all these things together, and his job is to help us, so he's here to help us add value. So every Thursday I do a call with him, and he will answer title questions, title insurance questions, settlement questions live. And we also pick topics, 2 or 3 of these calls per month. And the topic this week is going to be the as-is contract. So if you're not familiar or really comfortable with that contract, I really suggest you go on here. Paul knows these contracts better than anybody else I've ever heard. He's amazing at it. It's really fantastic to listen to. You can get questions answered about the contract. I've been going to these classes and learning from Paul about this contract since 2012. And every single time I go to one, which is usually like once a quarter, I pick up something that helps me work with agents better or write contracts better. So if you haven't been a part of those yet, you're really missing out. It's every Thursday at 4. They're usually only about 45 minutes. But there are some absolute golden nuggets in there every week that I would like you guys to get to. Next Monday, we're off because it's Memorial Day, but the Monday after that, we're doing a Build a Brand workshop, and we're going to give you guys all the things that you need to actually be able to build a brand. And if you haven't done that yet, I've done that workshop or that class with some of you one-on-one. But if you are interested in that and you want to learn how to build a brand for yourself, or even if you already have a brand and you want to ramp it up, there's a ton of fantastic stuff in there. We've been building out the slides for a while. It's revamped since the last time I taught it, which was a couple of years ago. So if you want to be a part of that next Monday, I'm going to build the Facebook event today and we'll start getting that out. And if you stay on the call, I'll actually get you guys the link to pre-register for that. If you haven't already connected with us, learn from us at Apex Training and follow us on there on YouTube and on Facebook. And most importantly, guys, we do this for you and we add value for free because we believe that it's going to come back to us. So we do rely on you that if you are working with us or if you added value today, you learned something today and it helps you do a deal, I just ask that we get a shot at that deal. We're not being pushy salespeople here. We're pouring value in week after week in exchange for some business back. So what I do ask is that if any of you have a deal that you need help with or that you're working on that we can help with you, shoot me over the address or give me a call or shoot me a text and let me know what we can do to help. I really appreciate a lot of you guys have been sending deals the last couple of months before this, but also new people that have engaged with us thanks to this content. We find a lot of people that are learning a lot, putting these things into action and getting business from that and then sending it back. So we really appreciate that. the only way we get to keep doing these things and keep adding value is if you guys send deals. So, just like you guys, we have a business to build, and my business is helping agents build. And it's the same for Gab, for Melissa, for Dave, for Tracy, for Chrissy, for John, for Jason, for all of us. The only way that we get to keep doing this and keep adding more value is if you guys send us deals. So we really do appreciate it. If you have deals to send us, we will do our best to take the best care of them, and we will help them and continue to add value for you guys. All the content editing and slide design was done by the KOR agency, who we are partnering with for this marketing stuff. So if you guys want to talk about marketing stuff, reach out to me. And I appreciate all of you being on. I will hang on for questions. If you want to chat, let me know. I also will share the link for next week so that you can get registered for the next class and for our YouTube channel. So if you want to hang on and get any of those things, please do. Thank you all. Whoever I don't see, have a fantastic Memorial Day, and keep those deals coming in. We appreciate you guys.